Hello guys and welcome to ProRPA.com. Today we'll be talking about the logical process flow of the RPA bots within Blue Prism. So there's a sort of hierarchy which is maintained with the bots that we are going to create. And as discussed in loops, the execution path of a program is not usually linear. It is always convoluted with different flow structures through processes which are carried out by the Blue Prism stages, right? Or the data items, the operational expressions, and the other entities involved in the process. So in any programming language, it is advised to break the complex business operation into several smaller operations, right? Even in mathematics, that's how we are taught. To break the problem into smaller problems and keep, solving them. And then finally, once you have all the smaller problems solved, then simply integrate it into a wholesome solution, right? I call it the modular approach, right? Break the stuff into modules and then conquer each and every module accordingly. So in Blue Prism, we divide the process flow into different pages, which are executed in the hierarchical sequence. So we're going to have like first the main page, and then we're going to have probably like page 1, page 2, and probably within page 1, page 2 are like, like a parent-child relationship is going to be maintained. So page 1 might be referencing to page 3 and page 4. Similarly, page 2 might be referencing to page 6 and page 7 and so on. Could be anything, right? So let me actually show you how to create a new page. We simply right click and choose new, and let's make a page 1. We also are gonna probably make page 2. I just want to show you how different things work in here, right? So once we have that in Process Studio, the first page, that's always gonna be the same. The first page which will be executed is gonna be the main page. And from the main page, we may reference to other pages, right? So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to reference to page 1 via main page, and the page 2 probably via page 1 itself. Let me actually take this stuff out. And to reference to a page, we simply use the page activity or the stage as we call it. And we're going to create a reference to an existing page. Yes, that is what we're going to do. And we're going to create reference it to page 1. We're going to finish it, and page 1 has been referenced. Just do it like this. And for the page 1, let's just connect start and the end, right? And but what we're planning to do is we want to reference page 2 via page 1. Right now we are on page 1. So let me actually do the same step again. But instead, I want to create a reference to an existing page. That is correct. This time it's going to be page 2, finish. Okay. And I'm going to connect it like this. Okay. And for page 2, let's just connect start and the end box. So we're not doing anything as of yet. I'm just trying to show you how the logical execution of RPA bot in the Process Studio, specifically in the Blue Prism application, works. So if you can imagine, before starting the execution, what's going to happen is once I run this main page, it's going to refer to page 1, which in page 1 itself, it's asking the execution controller to go to page 2. Then page 2 will be executed, which is simply start to end. Once it finishes, it's going to come back to the next stage of the main page. Actually, first it's going to go to the page 1. Let me actually show it to you diagrammatically how it works. Start, it's going to go to page 1. Page 1 will start, it's going to reference to page 2. Page 2 will start, page 2 will end. Once it ends, it's going to go back to page 1. Then the next stage in page 1 is simply end. So once this is ended, it's going to go back to the main page itself, right? So this is how the overall execution is. So you can say it's not incorrect to say that main page is like the root level hierarchical page where the very high level processes exist, right? Usually, let me show you, let me give you an example from a real world scenario. Let's say the steps involved to automate a process is like login and then enter some parameters and exit the application. So the first, like the main page probably would have just 3 pages, which is gonna say login, then enter parameters, exit the application. That's it. And these pages might be doing the actual activities, the actual operations, which means logging into the enterprise application, coming back, then this second page reference, which would be to enter the parameter values, and finally it's gonna be the the exiting of the application, right? So it is worth noting that many a times developers tend to get occupied into the program that they start building logic of the complete process flow on the main page itself. For this, you can simply cut all the activities catering to a particular operation by selecting them and just paste them to the new page, right? So you don't want to have your main page too clumsy with everything put in there together. You can simply select the pointer, just do cut paste, right? Just cut those stages that you have in here probably. Let's say for all the login operation, right? You may want to just cut all the login operations, create a new page, paste them there, put them in the logical sequence, like start to end and between the logical steps, and just put a page reference on the main page. That way your bots are going to look more organized, and it's going to be comprehensible for any other person who might be looking to your created program and probably enhance it further if need to be the case, right? Okay, one thing to remember while using cut paste actions is to divide the program into multiple pages is the scope of data items. You have to remember that the data items used in one page may not be visible to other pages. To increase their scope, we simply open the data item and we uncheck its visibility, like hide from other pages. If you uncheck this option, then it's gonna be visible to other pages, and then you can use this particular variable or the data item, as we say, anywhere you may want. All right, these concepts are gonna come handy, and you have to understand because this process execution flow is gonna be different from the object execution flow. Once we'll be talking about the object diagrams, right? So you have to understand that there is a hierarchy maintained in the Process Studio, and the main page is the first one, and subsequently depends on how the referencing is done. The subsequent sub pages, the sub workflows, the sub programs are executed, right? Okay, all right, thank you.